Greetings everyone, my name is ThatValve, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 5 viewer submitted levels, so in this part I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more viewer submitted levels, starting out with this one. Us Bombardilhas de Magnet Man by Lipatio 2, with 8 plays and a score of 1. This roughly translates to English as the Magnet Man Bombers. As always, if you want one of our levels to be featured in a part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comments section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels that cover these parts, so if you want to check out the levels covered, expand the description. And we will be unlocking new special weapons as we go forward throughout this level. But we do start out with the Mega Buster, Top Spin, and Time Slow. And a Mega Man 5 Charge Shot as well. I do wonder how difficult this stage will be though. Some of the patio stages do get quite painful near the end. Although the recent set of levels by Lipatio I've been playing so far, they aren't that bad. So we have infinitely respawning flyboys there. And now we have these Kumosa burrows. That Pierrobot is little to no of a problem. I call them Gear Knights, but they're actually called Pierrobots or something. So a bunch of dodging challenges here, I see. Oh, I see how to get that key. And I failed it there. Oh, the collision box is a bit different. That's how you do it. The collision hitbox for that one is a bit smaller than what you expect it to be, basically. So let's see what's behind this door. A checkpoint. Let me take a look at the left route because I'm a bit suspicious. Oh, it's actually a bottomless pit, so that key was mandatory. Never mind then. This is one of those areas where you need to be a bit careful. Okay, wasn't that difficult. And now we have this Tama mini-boss, which we can completely bypass if we just rush forward there. Now we wait for this crash lift to return, and it was a rather easy one, never mind. Well, this stage is certainly focusing on its cat bomb gimmicks. And it is slowly getting more difficult with the crash lifts. Huh, that ladder looks a bit suspicious. Oh, never mind, it's right over there. Oh, I see. Time slow plus the top spin to bounce off of it. That way. I could do it without the time slow, but it's a lot more precise. So up over here is the Gemini laser. I guess it's one of the boss's weaknesses. Can't use any charge shots over there though, because the charge shot gets plinked off of those count bombs. Oh, I see. And now I gain access to the Sword Snake that way. Good checkpoint placement, good weapon pickups as well. This stage isn't as difficult as Lipatio's last level. Okay, now I see some difficulty coming up. And I fell right off the crash lift there because I forgot of how those work. They don't crush you or shunt you, they just drop you. That was my fault though, and at least there's a checkpoint right over there, so not much of an issue. And now I can do it properly. Another one of these challenges. Oh, there's a spike up there. So it is gradually getting more difficult with the risk of instant death, and what we saw earlier of me falling off the crash lift entirely. Another one of these segments. Are you forced to use Gemini Laser here, or can we do this without it? It seems that we need it unless there's an alternate pathway. For these types of challenges, it's best to stay around the center so you have enough time to go either in the top part of this room or the bottom portion. And thankfully, none of these spike challenges force you to go somewhere in advance so you can make it in time. It's not that jerkish. So we have these 2 killer missiles, or killer bullets. Only 2 though. I would expect there to be multiple of them. I'm charging the charge shot in advance just in case. Good thing I did that, otherwise I would have fell into the spikes there. Now we have these bombs everywhere, trying to drop me off of this magnet. And that's that. I would have preferred if there was a checkpoint in between so it wasn't as long, but this works. I guess we need to guide this walking bomb forwards. Oh, that's why. Damage boosting. That's a creative way of doing that. Charlotte Muscles did a similar thing in Search Slasher Escort that I played a few parts ago. And checkpoint placement of the stage is on the good side. Now we need to run across with this Tama. I guess we should keep their yarn balls on screen because I'll need to damage boost while going through this enemy gauntlet. Oh, never mind, it's top spin. Same over here. Just need to wait for the time slow to degrade. And now we do it again. Of course, I could also just lure an enemy to the right, but I guess this works better. Nah, I can't lure an enemy over here. I'll die before I can do that. At least all these segments have checkpoints, and full weapon refills for the time slow in case you run out. I was hoping I could make it, but I kept getting pulled by that magnet. Oh well, at least I can run back this way. Ah, barely made it. That magnetic pull is really strong. It feels a lot stronger than the original engine, though that may be just me. But I guess that's the end of the level where we face Magnet Man. That's different. Okay, we need to bounce this off to him to reach it. Or just use a Sword Snake to make it a bit easier, okay. We either need to use Gemini Laser, or the easy route by using the Sword Snake. So the Gemini Laser was mandatory in the stage in order to progress onwards, what with that Magfly riding segment, but the Sir Snake isn't. So this was a neat special weapon / gimmick level. Overall, I think I liked the Count or Walk Bomb escorting gimmick more than the first half of the stage with the Count Bombs and Crash Lifts overall. Nonetheless, I'll still give it a thumbs up. Second on the lineup is Arctic Research Center by TylerBot with 22 plays and a score of 4. This is the Redux version of it because the original was taken down in order to take into consideration some of the things I talked about on Willy's Hidden Warehouse by the same author, as well as some of the new updates of version 1.3. So I'm glad to see how this will work out. I see the Firestorm over there to the left, but I'm not sure if I should go there. Yeah, I'll probably go there. There's a mini gauntlet for that one. And I guess that'll be the weakness of this boss too. So a combination of these seals and Yokel Box. And now these Crystal Joes, I see. Just need to survive this in order to get that. Wasn't too bad, although I took 2 full hits, so... And there we have it. I like how we have to go through this mini gauntlet in order to get the Firestorm. And there's a checkpoint over here, so we don't need to re-go through that gauntlet. Now for the actual stage. No charge shots, but we do have sliding. But remember, there's ice physics here. Also, if you have Firestorm unlocked, this part of the stage is a bit easier, because it won't bounce off those blocks. And I see the despawning Count Bomb trick over there. And now with the introduction of the rainbow platforms, aka the Ringman platforms, and a vertical segment. Neat! And I do like how these segments are connected with the crash lifts acting like electrical plugs or wires. I do approve, and checkpoint placement is on the good side. And now we have force beams. Here we need to race forward so we don't fall into these pits. I'm not sure what this was for. I guess this is a secret pathway or something with an extra collectible. Oh, I guess there's the alternate way of getting this. And now mini-boss room. I do like how much mileage the Firestorm gets over here. If you didn't gain access to the Firestorm, these segments would be a lot more challenging. And we're teleported back over here to the checkpoint, which I will gladly utilize. Oh, and there's the alternate pathway, which was optional after all. It was only for that E-Tank. Not sure if I like those introduction of coil platforms. Unless it's designed to be a fortress level, I guess it is. The rainbow platforms or ring platforms were introduced nicely, but these assume that you already understand how they work. Another checkpoint which I'll gladly utilize because I'm not at full health. And down we go to shoot, where we need to survive against all these Crystal Joes, it seems. Nothing too difficult though, especially with the Firestorm. I'm really liking how much mileage the Firestorm gets in this stage, with the combination of weapon blocks and logical areas where it can be utilized. Another one of those places where you need to survive for long enough as possible. Yeah, I'm using an E-Tank here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to survive. Oh goody, I didn't recognize there was a red force beam there. Well, even if you don't make it to the bottom in time, there will be a Yoga Block spawning in somewhere else. Certainly a little bit more on the difficult side of Fortress levels, but it is all doable by an intermediate player. A more beginner player or beginner to intermediate player may have some issues with this stage though. Especially if they don't abuse the quick reset trick, or rather having infinite lives. And I guess we find Iceman here with his weakness. Let me first deal with that enemy. Well, he doesn't take critical damage from it, but he does take double damage. If you didn't have access to the Firestorm, not only would you have to do it one point at a time, but you also have to dodge that Crystal Man at the bottom left, or Crystal Joe. Or to stand on these moving up and down platforms, but it's a lot more risky, with all the Ice Slashers coming to the left. So that was the end of Arctic Research Center. A pretty neat ice-based fortress stage. I will give it a thumbs up. I liked it more than Willy's Hidden Warehouse. Nice difficulty curve, and I liked how each of the secrets, or rather the collectibles with the Firestorm, E-Tank, etc., all had their own separate pathways that really challenged players, and really worked to promote advanced play. Third on the lineup is Final Challenge by ThatValvePersonMabrick with 18 plays and a score of 2. This is the 5th and final level of their series of Challenge Fort stages. So we have mostly the same set of special weapons as before, but we can do charge shots, so these Crystal Joes are a lot easier. Would have preferred if there was a background here other than the black one. Oh well, there was a limited set of backgrounds when this was made, and probably they weren't appropriate for this type of level. Oh goody, red force beams, time to race to the left then. Well, that wasn't too bad. There was plenty of leeway to start racing to the left. Just make sure to keep sliding. Even this one. Certainly on the more forgiving side. Well, I don't need any tank, so I'll ignore it. But now we have jumping over ice platforms. And there I die because I was positioned too much to the left. You know what, let's go for that E-tank. I mean, I'm close enough to it now anyway. Easy peasy. Once again, ice physics. That's why I don't like facing those gachapons on these single blocks. Especially with ice on them. Even there, I was still too much to the side, so I'll just do a charge kick, damage boost through it. At least these stages are getting a bit harder, so I do approve. Good checkpoint placement, and thank you for the spare tank. I will gladly take it. That previous segment was a combination of my own incompetence and the difficulty of fighting gachapons on a one-block pillar with ice physics, because even tap moving can potentially just shoot me over the side into the abyss. Now we have the Cossack platform gimmicks. Whoa, that could have gone really badly if I didn't turn around there. There is something to the left there though, so I'm a bit suspicious. I'll just ignore it. I'd rather just get to the end now. This was definitely the hardest of the 5 stages in the series, even more difficult than the second level. And this is the climactic corridor before the final boss fight against Top Man. Still, the hardest part of the stage was fighting that gachapon on that icy one-block corridor, or icy one-block tower, or pillar I mean. The rest of the stage was easier. Oh, and we have these springs to make it a bit harder too. So that was the end of Final Fortress, or Final Challenge, and the end of the Challenge Fortress series of levels by ThatValvePersonMabrick. Well, I like this stage, it's certainly the most difficult one, though the challenge progression could use some work. I suppose they already took this all into consideration in their next series of challenge or fortress stages. I know they sent it to me, and I'll gladly look into them in the future. Fourth and final level of the part is Palace Frozen in Time Base Mode version 2 by Gokuless, with 19 plays and a score of -2. I say this is the final level because, knowing by the Mega Man version of this level, it's going to take at least 20 minutes to complete. At least now I know in advance that I can complete this stage Buster only without collecting any of the special weapons, same with the previous level if you are skilled enough. And all the special weapons for this level are optional, but they are organized in a weapon relay or chain, in the sense that if you are missing a special weapon earlier in the chain, you will not be able to collect another special weapon that's further in the chain. But hey, if you're not going for the special weapons, this stage is completable a lot faster. But of course, I will be looking for all the special weapons. Now, even though this stage has a similar aesthetics as the Mega Man version, this is geared towards Base's abilities. I rather this damage booster there because otherwise these blockies take a while to defeat. 4 shots if I recall correctly. In fact, in some ways I'd say this stage is a bit harder. Thank you for the life refill, mainly because Base cannot fire through walls, and it takes twice as long to kill these enemies, until I get a special weapon of course. Here's the first one. It's gonna be slow going for the first while of this stage, until I can get the Firestorm or something. In fact, for this stage, because of how low-powered Base's Buster is, I will be utilizing special weapons a lot in this level. Well, I guess I need to deal with this hot dog Base Buster only, because I do not want to destroy the floor beneath me. Also, I really like a checkpoint nearby. It's probably going to be right to the left of me. And now I gain access to the magnet beam, meaning that the checkpoint's right over here. Would have preferred one a little bit early, but this works, I guess. I want a full refill of Firestorm before I go up there. So back to the right we go. In fact, let me see what's at the bottom over here. It just looks so suspicious. Oh, okay, it's actually a bottomless pit, never mind. It just looked so out of place that I thought there would be a secret there. Guess not. Good thing I didn't activate the Firestorm there. And this is how I gain access to... Okay, I don't know what happened there. But here I gain access to the crystal eyes, so we take this lower route. But of course, I could have ignored all those and took the upper route instead. And I see a skull block up there. I guess that's my next special weapon to get. But of course, if I didn't have access to the Firestorm or other special weapons, this area would be a lot more of a pain. Also, just like I mentioned, because these special weapons are in a chain, if I didn't get access to the magnet beam, I wouldn't gain access to the crystal eye, meaning that I wouldn't get access to the skull bearer up there. Darn, I mistimed it there. I was hoping I would hit the Dokron in time to damage boost, but I was of course too early. At least the checkpoint was right over there, so nothing much to complain about. And there's a checkpoint right over here too. Really generous, actually. And back down we go over here, and I probably should have reset over there so I wouldn't have to repeat this challenge. My bad. And there's no full life refill here either. So hopefully I can survive to the next segment without dying. Well, to the right is a point of no return, so I guess to the left is a drill bomb, which I will need the skull barrier in order to access. Yeah, like it says over there. Just need to be careful not to get killed by the tellies. And here we are, a full checkpoint and a full life refill. In fact, let me do a quick reset over here so I can reset the earlier checkpoints, because following this segment is a point of no return. If you don't gain access to the drill bomb over here, or any other special weapons that you may have skipped over, once you pass that boss gate, you cannot get the final boss's weakness of this stage, nor the future weapons in the chain. Because at least here you can backtrack a bit. Wow, this segment is a bit laggy, as you can see here. I don't know why, I guess it's because of all these platforms. Gosh, the stage is grinding to a halt. I guess it's due to some weird issues with how the coil and rainbow platforms are coded, combined with the gyri spawners. Alright, point of no return. What makes it even more odd is that this is the only place where that happens with the lag. The rest of the stage seems fine unless there's another one of those screens. Well, I failed that. Okay, that's not how I exactly intended to do that, but hey, it works. That didn't work in my favor though. That jump is going to be a little bit precise with the double jumping. You know what, I think I'll just damage boost through this. It's a lot safer that way. And on the back trip, I have access to the flash stopper, so a lot easier. Just like in the previous Palace Frozen in Time, I do like how the special weapons are related to their gauntlets that you get to them, and they make the backtrack usually a lot easier. Like for example here, utilizing the flash stopper makes the segment a whole lot easier. Oh, and we're granted access to Mega Man's Mega Buster when the flash stopper is active. That's good to know. Actually, I don't think I need to do that, but I did it anyway. And that's the only way I can slide his base with a charge kick. Actually, I'm a bit curious. Can you do the double jumping and air sliding with base? I'll have to test that out. That looks oddly suspicious there. And this is where the two pathways link up with each other. Yeah, we can do double jump and air jumping. I'll just take the easier route downwards. Okay, so that's how you do it. You just need to do a quick weapon switch. Oh goody, another one of these laggy rooms. It always seems to happen when there's these gyres for whatever reason. Strange. And suddenly the game decided to not lag, and that resulted in my death there. Wow, I almost failed it again. Somehow I did it this time. And now I gain access to the Power Stone. The much better version, of course. So let's get back down over here, where the two pathways loop up with each other. And go for the next special weapon, I guess. Oh, that's why. Apparently the hot dog can damage you even if it hasn't spawned in. Well, that's good to know. Well, I probably already encountered this in an earlier part of this LP though, but I forgot. Next special weapon, Power Stone of course. Ah, one of those locations where Power Stone is super useful, as shown in the trailer. Now you need to be careful not to use the Power Stone, otherwise it'll just blow up the ground beneath you. So instead use stuff like a drill bomb. Let's see if I can do this properly. Okay, apparently having more than one gyro on screen lags the game significantly for whatever reason. I know I can make that jump if I'm careful enough. And still, it plinked off of that gyri. Wonderful. There we go, that's the easy way of doing it. The one that I flunked last time by destroying too many blocks, by not quick weapon switching at the correct time. I think there are 2 more utilities left and then the stage will be over. I do like how this stage is well utilizing Base's dashing and double jumping abilities, without getting overbearingly hard. And we loop up back over here. And I guess to the left of me is a bit of a different room, but I suppose the one left of that is one of the same rooms. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this level, if you don't go for most of the special weapons, this stage is really easily completable in 20 to 30 screens. But if you decide to go for 100%ing this stage, going for all the weapons and utilities, this stage is easily 60 to 70 screens long. Remember, another point of no return. And I guess we fight Crystal Man here. I think I missed a special weapon here and there, but otherwise I think I am done. So his weakness I believe is the Vera Shot, just like last time. Yep, it's Vera Shot. Overall, a pretty good stage. In some ways, I liked it more than the Mega Man version, even though I died a similar number of times, mainly because the challenges feel a bit more doable and less precise. I do not know why this got a score of -2 though. It definitely deserves a positive score, and the stage itself wasn't too frustrating. I mean, after all, you can complete this stage base buster only, but having special weapons makes it a bit easier. I mean, you can even just get some of the special weapons like the Drill Bomb, Magnet Beam, Skull Barrier, and Firestorm and ignore the rest, and you can make the rest of the stage a breeze. So, out of the 4 levels I covered in this part, my favorite level would definitely be Palace Frozen in Time Base Mode version 2. So in the next part, I'll be covering several more viewer submitted levels. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!